link.
Streaming is a link.
So that's not a link.
The one that I sent you?
That's not a link. Like, you see what I'm saying? That's what just popped up.
Oh,
That's
neat.
not an actual link.
Okay. It says that anybody with this key can live stream on your YouTube channel. So maybe it's saying that that's my streamer name.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're trying to give me access to your stream, and I'm supposed to just be viewing it.
Right.
Yeah. So you need your, like, where are you trying to?
I'm gonna try to find myself on YouTube.
That's why I thought I needed your. Well, I mean, I'm on YouTube. I've got
Like-
your pulled up, but like, see, if this is waiting. I thought going to your YouTube channel would show me, because like I changed my YouTube name up here. So like, I mean, I haven't used YouTube in fucking like 10 years, but it says Marie Ariana, like youtube.com/Marie Ariana, and that's what is not clear on yours.
I feel like there's a. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm in it now. I feel like there's a. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm in it now. I feel like there's a.
Live now. Look.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm in it now. And is it saying that?
Live now.
Oh, now you can see me.
It says you're live.
And is it saying that? Oh, now you can see me.
Turn your volume down. Move around and watch yourself. It's delayed, but like, it's delayed, but like, you're live now.
Cool.
It's delayed, but like,
Copy link.
they just need to search for Token Rose
Yeah.
and not use the link you sent, unfortunately, because that didn't work. Remember?
So just search for Token Rose. What is the YouTube? What's the URL say?
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you can go into your settings, like when you log into your YouTube, and change this to be like Token Rose or whatever you want it to be if it's not taken. And I don't know how to do that, because otherwise they're just going to get this.
But I could share this live stream though. Like maybe on my newsfeed.
Are you still live?
Mhm.
Okay, then I was going to say, I think you have to be already on. Because the only other thing you can do is try to copy down all that stuff, which would be obnoxious.
Okay. So that should be like a 5-second delay. Can we get a little bit of lighting?
It's there.
Okay. That's okay.
If you need a little bit more light in your face, you can move that lamp up like behind your computer. Doesn't matter.
Alright. Okay, so we're gonna do. we're just gonna be live for a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about to start in a bit. Okay. Wish videos kept playing when you close the app, skip channel. But I'll just post that to my Instagram.
It's only two freaking grandparents. 20 minutes of.
I know.
What about this?
Yeah.
Do you want me to just stay down there?
Whatever. Like, I don't mind if you're up here, if you want to have a conversation.
I don't know when Lindsay's gonna show up and whatnot, so I can like watch from downstairs.
Okay, cool.
So it's gonna have.
Yeah, and then it will be just like a viewer.
I'll be right downstairs. Let me know if you need me.
All right. Does this get hot?
No.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I don't know who's going to be joining. Let's start right here. What day is it? Anybody? Sure.
My neck is popping. My neck is popping. Cool. How's everyone doing? I think today's like Wednesday. So we wanted to get started. I'll be having Albert Lee joining us. Albert Lee is how's everyone doing? A great friend of mine. I think today's like Wednesday. So he'll be joining us. He ran for Congress in U.S. Senate. Albert Lee joining us. Albert Lee is a great friend of mine. There's also a delay. He'll be joining us. He ran for Congress. Oh wait. In U.S. Senate. Cool. I'm gonna just use this one then. This seems to be duplicated, but I'm gonna go ahead and use this. Let me make sure we're all on the right page. Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Streaming is on.
Cool. Can you hear me? I think we're back. So in the meantime, I'll just say that my name is Token. I am. So in the meantime, I'll just say that my name. I'm a product of Texas. Colonized Texas back where Amarillo was back in Mexico. So that's where I'm from. Moved to Austin, and then I moved to Dallas after that, and then I came over to Dallas. Where am I? Portland. So that's where I'm from. Moved to Austin, and then I moved to Dallas after that, and then I came over to Dallas. Where am I? Portland. Came over to Dallas. Where am I? Portland. Came over to Dallas. Where am I? There seems to be an echo. I'm not sure where it's coming from. There seems to be an echo. I'm not sure where it's coming from. There seems to be an echo. I'm not sure where it's coming from. There seems to be an echo. I'm not sure where it's coming from. There seems to be an echo.
Streaming is on. Streaming is on.
Hey Ari, can you hear me better? Is this okay without the echo? Just gonna do a couple tests. All right. Yeah, I think we kind of went through all of our technical issues, so thanks for bearing with us. We'll be having Albert Lee joining us in about 10 minutes or so. But until then, I was just going to introduce myself, where I came from, and the purpose of Bitch Politics. We did focus on an acronym, which I've been cultivating about a year now, and the acronym is for Black Liberation, Indigenous Sovereignty, Transvisibility, Climate Justice, and Housing for All. And so those are the purposes of what I attribute my life purpose for. And so I'm going to be using this platform, whatever capacity, to uplift these specific topics. And we're going to have 6 topics today that I kind of been reviewing. We'll be talking, last week we discussed a lot. You know, we talked about Black Lives Matter and like the concept of how all cops are bad and policing. We talked about how, you know, you don't have an inner Black girl, you don't have a spirit animal, you don't have a tribe. So we're dissecting and like compressing these really heavy topics. But at the end of this, I do want to share a little bit of joy and make sure that we leave better than what we came here for. So we are recording this. We are going to be providing captions for a Facebook edit after this. So hopefully today or tomorrow. We'll also be joined by another special guest next week. So make sure you're tuning in each week on Wednesdays. We're going to be really digging deep into some really cool topics. Today, we're going to be joined by Albert Lee, one of my favorite candidates to run for Congress in a long time, big advocate of taxing the rich. He wasn't afraid to say it. He's a socialist. So one of my heroes. He ran a great campaign, and it's hard to unseat an incumbent, specifically with name recognition. But Albert is a great person. Either way, I think we have nothing but like high respect for him and nothing but good things ahead for us. I'm happy he's going to be joining us here in a little bit. And as for myself, I just do what I can. So I don't try to put too much pressure on myself in terms of followers or likes or anything like that. And I just think it's important to use whatever platform that we have to use it for good. So yeah, even if I have 5-10 followers, that's okay with me. I've been I've been really lucky to have such a good support group around me, the people that care about me and checking in on me. And yeah, they put up with me, and I get loud and I get vocal sometimes and I get angry. And while I have every right to be, it does take a toll on other people. So thanks for sticking with me and hearing me out and your participation. I think it's amazing that we're able to have these talks now. We're able to have a different dialogue without me just seeming like an angry brown person, which is kind of true. But I do want to just bring the emphasis that we're on our way to a better society based on actions today. So doing the work step by step is the bigger picture. A lot of the times I myself, I get wrapped up in a big picture of like, well, how is it going to look? I have the hard time focusing on those small aspects, like your daily celebrations. And it's important to do that. So I've been struggling doing that, but I've gotten a little bit better. Just today, I took some time off of work. Don't know how that's going to go, but I was tapped out. My spoons were filled, and I was at capacity. I've had a headache for about 3 days. Some days I forget to eat. But yeah, it's an ongoing project. All of this is society changing, and it's okay. Whatever emotions that you're feeling or or not feeling, it's all okay. Like we're all in a global pandemic, and there's a lot of grief going around, and the way that people we deal with grief in different ways. So yeah, a lot of the time mine has been anger. A little bit of the depression one too. But yeah, it's this weird optimism that I have. And I'm not saying that I'm like all cheerful and smiley all the time, but I do think that our better days are ahead of us, not behind us. I'm gonna try to get Albert Lee on now, see where he's at. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Cool. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. We're going to be joined by Albert Lee here in a bit. So I'm excited. Let's use this. Oh, there's the go button.
All right. Cool. I think we're going to be joined by Albert Lee here in a bit. I'm also on YouTube and Facebook Live if y'all need to get on those. I'm in a Jitsi meeting if y'all are familiar with Jitsi. So that's streaming live through Facebook, YouTube as well. And yeah, we'll be joined by and this is going to be a fun week, I think. We're going to be talking about different treaties that have been broken. We're going to be talking about resting. We're going to be talking about our ultimate goal of like liberation. We're going to be talking about taxing the rich. We'll also be talking about like the ripple effect and how, that's how a tsunami starts. And one of the last things we'll talk about is like voting and how it's only one road to change. So yeah, we have a couple of things to go over, and I'm going to be waiting for Albert Lee to join. He'll be here in just a bit, hopefully. And yeah, how are y'all? I just kind of new to the game of technology, and I'm hoping it's all working and y'all can hear me. And if y'all can, I guess I can't hear y'all either, but yeah, this should be fun. I'm really excited about some of these new ventures and like having these conversations. Really just kind of filling in time until Albert Lee gets here so we can like start our chat. But all I got is time, Got more time than I got money, my dad used to say. I wish it would change. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Have y'all seen that little video? That's been funny. Little hick kid, he's like yelling at that, can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Hold on. All right. We should be live now. I think I just got word. Yeah. Make sure y'all can see me. I'm gonna take that right there. Hi, everyone. Robin, hey, how was your park?
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Sorry, I'm a little late. We had an issue with my daughter and a dog leash and
Oh, no.
a couple other things here. I'm going to try to set this up so that I'm not juggling this and trying to talk to you at the same time.
You're fine. You're okay. I've been good. Today, I actually called out of work. I had to take a little mental break myself. A lot of spoons. But yeah, I took a little bit of time off. So thank you for joining me and like preparing this. And like, it's really good to see you.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get this little stand up so again, that I don't have to do too many things at once. Give me a second.
Yeah, take your time, really. Like I was just like killing on myself, so I'm glad I have someone else to chat with in the meantime. But yeah, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, and it took a while to figure this all out. I don't know how you did this, but there's a lot of technology to get involved.
Oh yeah, I know. It's there's a couple different outfits out there, but we were using Caster to do a lot of ours. To get set up.
Yeah, I've been using Jitsi, and that allows me to stream. So I can use my stream key. But yeah, I had a couple of hiccups in like Facebook and
YouTube specifically. But yeah, we're getting it all set up. Meow. I think there's a little lag right now. There's a little lag. Goodness. Yeah, I don't know. Uh-oh, I think we lost. Uh-oh. Hold on. Cool. Let's try this again. There's like a lot of hiccups. I'm a hiccup baby. Oh, little puppy's wanting in. Wow. Cool. We're gonna actually, yeah, we just got the other request. Go live with Albert Lee. That's what we're doing. Hey. Hey. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks again for joining. Cool, man. So this is Bitch Politics. I've got this little platform designed for Black liberation, Indigenous sovereignty, transvisibility, climate justice, and housing for all. And I was really inspired.
Topics of the day, right?
I hope so.
It should have been all the topics of yesterday, but it is all the topics of the day.
Yeah, I agree. I've been working on it for a little bit now, and like it started with the counseling session of like a little bit of my background is like I grew up in a Christian home, right? And I was very like taught a certain thing. I wasn't able to like really dissect who I was until this past year in a project of homework through counseling. And she asked me to design like who I was as opposed to who I was not. Because I think a lot of times we focus on like, oh, I don't want to be that person, or I don't want to do that. And we never realize who or fully potential like who we are. And so that's what I've been doing this past like year or so. And so I kind of created this as a platform of, you know, things that I'm passionate about. And a lot of it was like inspired by like your candidacy. And like, I think it's a cool, if you want to like do a little introduction about yourself, I would love for people to hear more about you as well. And why I kind of like, you know, invited you here.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you. So, I mean, some of the things that you're hitting on are things that we all kind of feel when we're kids, right? When you don't have those barriers, those boundaries, those limits that people tell you, you know, you're not drawing and, you know, coloring across the lines and whatnot. I see that in my daughter right now. She's 6 years old, and she's the full, complete person that she is. And I'm going to do everything I can to combat all of the limitations that society wants to put on her, and to tell her what she is and what she should be. I first of all applaud you for getting to the point of understanding who you are. I mean, that takes a lot, and it really it takes a lot of courage, especially after, you know, getting hammered with a lot of people telling you what you should be, what you ought to do, and that will kind of lead to who I am. Some of you all know I ran for Congress here in the 3rd District of Oregon, and I was challenging our 24-year incumbent, someone who has been a part of the wealthy, the privileged, the dominant culture. And I was saying, hey, enough is enough. I think it's time that we uplift some new voices from some other backgrounds, from some other lived experiences to represent us here in the most diverse district of our state. Now, for me, I am a 6th-generation American and an immigrant at the same time. I was born in South Korea, where my African-American Army dad met my Korean mom during the middle of the Vietnam War. I grew up in working-class St. Louis, next door to Ferguson. And quite honestly, I can tell you that the stuff that happened with Michael Brown, that stuff continues on to the day. I mean, Ferguson just elected its first black mayor ever, and it has been a majority-minority city-state for ages, longer than I've been alive. So the whole white supremacy that still exists in St. Louis remains there, but we're seeing some small changes coming now. I grew up with that. I lived with that. When I was growing up, there were plenty of people trying to tell me who I am. I wasn't black enough. I wasn't Asian enough. I wasn't straight enough. I wasn't whatever. And it was just like, for a long time, that stuff really got to me, and it was really painful. But as I grew up, I grew to embrace all of those things that made me me.
Yeah,
and I just said,
absolutely.
I can't live for other people. I got to live for myself.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly where it comes from. Is a point of recognition of like it's survival a lot of times, and like happiness. I realized a lot of my own like my anxiety and like depression was stemming from things I hadn't resolved or acknowledged, and so this has been a cathartic process for me to put on paper my thoughts, because like I've always had these things and like never really figured it out, and like now that I'm able to like, this is what is important to me, and like present it in a platform to for other people to see, it's important to me. Like it feels good to like see that and have a representation of who I am. And I've never like focused on like followers or anything like that. So like, I don't know, we may have like 2 followers here, but like, we're still going to have fun, and I'm still going to use this platform to uplift these Black voices and these Indigenous sovereignty. So yeah, we're in this together, and I've always admired your tenacity. I think what I really loved, honestly, is like you calling out the rich and like, tax the rich, and you put that on platform. I love that. Like, that's part of my thing. I was like, do you want to talk about that?
That's the thing. I mean, all the things that we're talking about right now is the result of peak capitalism.
Right.
This immense wealth gap, the suppression of minorities, the suppression of a lot of different groups, putting poor people pointing fingers at other poor people.
Right.
It's all part of the design. It's all part of the grand scheme to keep us suppressed and to keep us from looking up, because all the problems are up. We have a system that focuses on continuing to enrich those that are super wealthy, that hold the power at the expense of the rest of us. And we've got to get through that. We've got to break through that.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you saw, but Gresham.
Oh, yeah, the mayor. I was so happy about that.
So police dropped.
Yeah.
Like the administrator.
Yeah.
There's some backstory to that.
Oh, yeah.
There's got to be some backstory to that.
That happened today.
Let's put it at the same time.
Yeah.
No, let's put it at the same time. I applaud the protesters. I applaud people standing up and saying, finally saying Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
We've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
Really gotten nothing but lip service. I remember being at the Trump rally for free speech right after the Max stabbings, and I had a whole bunch of white supremacists flying in from all over the country, saying, Black lives don't matter, blatantly, directly saying that. We have that on video.
Yep.
But to see this 180-degree turnaround, to see white folks actually standing up and actually doing something is good.
Yeah.
So I applaud and encourage.
I do too.
Encouraging that.
A lot of times, I helped run Teresa's campaign, and we've been
Right, Teresa in.
Right, Teresa.
We need to write her in. Right now we've got a choice between the establishment, literally somebody that came from a system of privilege, that came from people who have taken and stolen land here in Oregon and benefited from that. Okay, and then now has had the privilege of becoming the leader of our city. When we take a look at that, and then we juxtapose that to the alternative, and the alternative looks good on paper, but quite honestly, we don't need any more white saviors.
We don't need any more white saviors.
We don't. What we need is to uplift some new voices from some other backgrounds in terms of other experiences. And quite frankly, we have somebody interested, somebody who has been a part of this community for generations, been a part of a group of folks that have been suppressed and oppressed for so long. She can do so good. She can do so much good. And I hate when I see it. I saw this, I think I saw it somewhere on Instagram when they were talking about no experience, no blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You can say the same thing for the white lady that's running, right?
Right, Karen?
But when we put those two together, we give the benefit of the doubt to the white lady, and then we're trying to say everything bad about the black lady. I got to tell you, she's been a community activist and a supporter of the rights of those that have been suppressed, the rights of marginalized folks, rights of folks that have been overlooked.
Right.
And, PX don't shoot. She's been on the forefront of trying to get rid of these cops in the first place. We need to abolish the police department. We need to replace that with, things that are not going to kill people. Things that are going to actually support our community. We have the Justice, Federal Justice Department overlooking the police because why? Because our police have been killing mentally ill people.
Right.
And we need to replace them with social workers that kind of understand how to deal with those folks. Right now, we don't pay our social workers anywhere near what we pay our police. They are so much more valuable than the cops will ever be.
Yeah, I agree. It's been funny because a lot of the youth, Teresa inspires the youth, right? And so Teresa's she's doing Don't Shoot Portland now. She's focusing back on her. So we're doing the writing campaign. So we're doing that on ourselves. But the youth are what are looking to me. They've been texting me. They're like, what can we do? What do we do? And my answer to them,
sign up, register to vote.
No, I told them this. I said, it doesn't matter. I was like, you know what we need to do? Get the white folks to listen to us. Because we've been talking about loudly for generations now, but it's not going to happen until white people acknowledge the oppression that they put on us, right? And so we could talk about this all day long, but the fact of the matter is there's not many black or brown people here in Portland, right? So how we're going to get that is through the white people to actually wake the fuck up and say, hey, yeah, this is actually...
I would say that right now, the liberals, lip service liberals, I want them to put their money where their mouth is. I want them to put their vote where their mouth is. If you truly believe that it's time, do something about it.
I agree.
We've already had how many 100 years of the same old rule? And you see where it's gone with that. Let's try something else. Let's try something new.
Yeah. So I'm talking to my white friends. My white friends are talking, they're doing the writing campaigns. They're using those spoons that they have that we don't have. We don't have the same capacity. And even if we were to call people on the phone or talk to people in person, they're still going to have a better presence as opposed to me and you talking. I've noticed that even on the campaign trail, if I had to go with a white person to go knock on doors, you know what I'm saying? That's part of our tradition. It's we're not going to go alone because
here's the thing. When I was knocking on doors, I never knocked on a door by myself.
Nope.
That was a recipe for disaster.
Right.
I had to take at least one white person with me at every single time. We saw what happened with district. I can't think of her name now. She was in her own district.
Are you talking about Paige?
No, not Paige. I'm talking about. Oh my God! I can't believe it.
A district here in Portland, 42, 46.
No. In Southeast, near Clackamas. She was walking around there, and somebody called the cops on her. Strange black lady walking around the neighborhood, and and then her daughter was sitting in Clackamas County Mall in the parking lot, and security was trying to harass her, being there for loitering. Look, whenever we run for office as black or indigenous folks, the old adage is you got to work twice as hard to get half as much, and that's quite honestly the truth.
It is.
When you look at my background and my bona fides, I'm there.
Right.
But I've always got to get this discounted. What has he really done?
Right.
What experience does he have? And it's just come on. If you actually looked at my stuff, maybe you'd learn.
Right. Yeah, that's it though. They don't want to. That's the thing is they literally don't want to.
It's more comfortable to remain doing the same thing,
right.
Keeping the same thing, and then asking, well, why isn't anything changing? Why do we have all these problems? I'm telling you why we have these problems, because we're, not listening to all of our community.
Absolutely.
So we need to continue the fight to uplift new voices from other backgrounds, from other lived experiences, to represent us in all levels levels of government. So I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
helping out with the Right to Rest Rayford campaign.
Oh yeah.
Because we need a transformative leader. We need a leader that's going to, uplift the voices of us all, that has been doing this for the right reasons, isn't looking for a career out of this, but is actually trying to affect change that's going to be for the benefit of everyone.
That's perfect. Yeah, I mean, literally just like stole the words out of my mouth. It breaks my heart knowing that you've done this campaign too. You know the heartbreak of like pouring your soul into this and not like going how you want it. But like, I don't want that to negate these steps that we're still continuing to take, because this work right here is still important. Us showing up for each other is still important. And I also just want to be a community with you and uplift you and make sure that you're okay and like we're supporting you. It's like, yeah, it's going to take a community of people to change this. But that community is going to have to include white people, because like we can't do this alone. Even if all of us like were to vote, it's like 8% of the population. So it's like we're not.
Right. I mean, well, yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's the thing. I mean, I was listening to a radio piece earlier today where a guy talked about the heritage of his name. He didn't realize that he was named after some white supremacist that his great grandfather was named after. And when he found out what he did, he changed his name. Those are, I mean, that's real stuff. To own it, to acknowledge it, and then to get rid of it. We've been harping about the Confederate flags for years.
Yeah.
I don't know any other form of treason that would be allowed to stand, and you can call it a heritage. I mean, the Confederacy lasted for such a short time. It was absolute treason against the country, and yet somehow we are supposed to say that is a semblance of tradition and history and honor. No, that stuff all to go away now. Same thing with Columbus. We've been talking about Columbus for forever.
Right.
It's time for that to go away. We got to get rid of. We got Custer Park around the neighborhood from where I'm at here in Southwest.
Right.
We got a park named after someone who has massacred our indigenous population in this whole great manifest destiny, and yet we continue to honor these people. There's no reason that we should be doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's white guilt or whatever, but for every major thing in history, everything gets whitewashed. I mean, right now I've got my PCC. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, okay.
PCC
Pride.
T-shirt from last Pride, but the first Pride was a riot, and not only was it a riot, but it was a riot that was led by Black and Indigenous trans folk.
Right.
But for the last 20 years, as Pride has been corporatized, Bank of America, the police of all sorts, and it's been completely whitewashed. We did this for ourselves, and who you see in front are white, gay, white, lesbian folks. And the fact of the matter is, this wouldn't have happened without the bold moves of Black and Indigenous trans folks that said, you know what, we've had enough of this. We will not stand for any more of this.
I think it's important to realize that the Black Panthers showed up for that as well. So like for us to show up for Black lives is important as well. So no matter how we cut it, we have to support each other. But yeah, I think it's important, and it goes lost that like we're oppressed, but like, yeah, the Black Panthers showed up to that. And we're ready to fight for y'all.
I mean, if you talk to your average American about the Black Panthers, they're like, whoa, that's some scary terrorist organization, right? They don't understand or know the true history of the Black Panthers. They don't understand how they were feeding white kids, they were feeding Black kids, they were educating, they were supporting the community, building up mutual aid. They were the real deal, and they were shut down and they were quashed by a federal government that was dominated by white supremacists.
Right.
I think if anything, with this movement, with everything that's surrounding George Floyd and Tiana, we need to have people educate themselves on the real history.
Right.
And you can start off with something like People's History of the United States, Howard Zinn. That's a good first place to get a real view of history that isn't taught in schools.
Yeah.
But I think that people, especially since we're all, stuck at home, open a book.
Yeah, we have nothing but time. Yeah, that's a great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Do you want to hop into like some of these quick topics? Because actually, we already talked about this. Like, each week we're like looking over like 6 different topics, but like one of them was talking about like the fact that billionaires exist. It's disgusting. So we did talk about taxing the rich, and just so you know, like I have a drag persona, and I'm called Eat the Rich. So it's so yeah, I got that from a song that I was listening to from Tolly, Andrew, the ASL interpreter that we work with, but they put out a song called Eat the Rich, and then I'm just like jamming to it. I was like, hey, wait a minute. Eat the fucking like Eat the Rich, like that's a name. There's something that like named about me, and so like we've taken that persona, and it's definitely something very passionate to me. Is because like I don't feel like billionaires should exist. Specifically when people are being houseless and we're unable to feed, like that's violent. Like people are okay with a certain level of violence, specifically with houselessness, specifically with hunger. But once it comes to like property, that's when people start to notice. So it's disgusting that billionaires exist.
Because that's been conditioned into our brains that property is valuable and that it's sacred.
Right.
And there's a reason why we've been brainwashed into thinking that, because those that have property want to ensure that they maintain and keep their property.
Right.
So when you're talking about billionaires, one of the things that people, it's hard to fathom what $1 billion is.
It is.
It is really hard. $1 million is hard enough to fathom, but to understand that $1 billion is 1,000 million dollars. Okay, $1,000 million.
Right.
And to think about, when Bloomberg was running for president, he spent something like $500 million.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a lot of money, but relative to his $66 billion, that $500 million was the equivalent of a large pepperoni pizza for you or me.
Right.
Like it was like $14 to us.
Yeah, it's making me shake. It's disgusting. It's gross.
So again, it is incredibly obscene. It's immoral. It is just absolutely wrong that anybody should have that immense amount of wealth while we have literally people living and dying in the streets.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be the most wealthy country in the world.
That's what I've always liked. Whenever you put that on a platform, I knew you were the real deal. I was like, if you can say it and then just put it on a platform to tax the rich, like it's not that hard to say it, but like to actually campaign for it. And like, you're the face of this now. Like, I'm proud of that for you, because like not many people are gonna say that publicly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I say it, but I'm just seen as.
We all think that we're going to become billionaires or something.
No, I'm gonna eat the rich. Remember that. Yeah, the other topics that we were talking about, it's kind of like I didn't even change that. I did 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, then it goes to 12. But anyways, voting is just one road to change. Just another thing I wanted to talk about is that voting doesn't actually, it's not accessible to everybody, right? Specifically people in populations. It's already been projected in prisons, like they're not allowed to vote, so they've already been like separated from the disenfranchisement movement.
Yep.
Right. So I guess my question is like, voting is one way to do that, but for me, the protests and the rallies are what are working, right? So it's like we could do all the voting that we want, but when I think of, go ahead.
So what I was going to say is you're walking me right into what we're going to be doing this weekend. So this weekend, I'm going to be participating with Snack Block. We're doing a block party for the graduates for 2020.
Right.
So we're hoping that we get a lot of the high school grads coming to the block party this Saturday on the 20th.
We will.
And obviously with masks and gloves, and we want to make sure that everybody stays safe. But I'm going to be providing a little bit of information there, because you're right. There's basically 2 forms of political power. One that's being activated right now is the protest, right? Mm-hmm. Activism, protest, making your voices heard out in the street, mobbing up and getting together and demanding. That that's one form of power, and that's power from the outside looking in. But we still have those structures, those systemic and structural racism that's baked into the seats of power, into forms of power, and we still need to try to go through and work within those systems as well. And what I mean by that is not just voting, but securing the power from within. So we're gonna be talking about how you can infiltrate the Democratic Party, how you can infiltrate the Republican Party, how you can get into those parties and actually secure real power positions. And then if you get enough people together, well, you can take over those parties.
It doesn't matter. Like, I remember listening to the city council budget today, and they're like, the budget's already been sent. Like, we can't change the budget. And my literal thought is like, why not? If the people want it, why the fuck not? Can we not change it? Like, if the people want it,
how do you like it?
We demand it.
Joanne's turn. I ran her campaign in 2018, and she talked a good talk. But as soon as she got into office, all of a sudden shit changes. Endorsing
Chad.
Endorsing whenever. I mean, I'm
lost for words. Like, honestly, I mean, I already knew it wasn't going to be beneficial for me to listen to the city council, but I did it because I want to inform myself. But I remember just like, that's where my headache stemmed from, honestly, today. It's like, I remember like listening to my friend, he was actually interpreting for Joanne, and I know that he didn't agree with Joanne, but I was like, it's just a matter of professionalism, right? It just doesn't seem authentic, right? For me to say to Joanne, and I've told her this plenty of times, and I'm not like talking behind her back, but like, we want change and it's not happening with you. Like, it's not. And I don't think I'm not afraid to speak my mind, specifically with politicians. I'm not afraid. I mean, so yeah, I mean, I think I have a little bit of like, there's a lot of fire that I have, and there's a lot of things that I've done in the past, like in terms of like organizing stuff where I know how to use my influence. But yeah, these people are really pissing me off in Portland. Like, it really sucks to me like to try to like organize.
We need to start organizing to get you into office. We need to start organizing to get other young folks in the office. And some of that starts off by getting involved within these parties, taking these little pieces of positions of power, learning bullshit rules and regulations that they have within their systems, and then trying to play against them. And then also we need to, again, harness and organize folks, get them registered, get them behind candidates, and screw it. If Joanne doesn't want to do the right thing, vote her out. If Ted, tear gas Ted can't figure out, that he's actually the leader of the cops, and actually do something about that, vote him out. There are ways of doing things through electoral politics, and there are ways of doing things through protest and activism, and they should not be mutually distinguished. That we should be able to do both.
Right.
Okay. So yes. Fuck's sake, fucking protest. Tear down the fence.
Right.
Get out there. Get on the Fremont Bridge.
Yeah.
But at the same time, fucking register to vote and fucking vote these fuckers out.
It is. It's about that time right there. And that's what I want. I'm right there where you are, honestly. And this whole thing about like tone policing that I've heard, like, we're angry. You and I should be angry. Like, we have a lot to be angry about. And every time that we speak up vocally and eloquently and vocally, we're told that we're angry, or we need to like tone it down.
Fuck that.
Right. It's like, I have not been a big advocate of having to tone myself, specifically to cater to white people and white fragility.
Think about it this way. I mean, when they talk about the protest, you're protesting the wrong way. What they're saying is you're protesting in a way that makes us uncomfortable. When they talk to you about toning it down, they're saying you're talking in a way that makes me feel uncomfortable.
Right.
I'm not about that. And what you should be saying in return is, I'm not about being uncomfortable in my life. My life is more important than your feelings. So fuck you.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, actually the ultimate goal for me is liberation. Right. So that's literally my ultimate goal. No masters, no borders, no prisons, no pigs. That's like my motto. I don't believe in oppression. But yeah, the ultimate goal is liberation for all. And that includes people that I have a lot of people that maybe not like me. You know what I'm saying? Like I've probably pissed people off in the past or whatever. And I'm still going to fight for liberation for all people, specifically for Black women. That's literally my focus. I think that that's always been negated, and they've always been pushed aside, and they get leftover scraps. I'm always going to be a vocalist for Black women, more so than any white savior. That's why we're going to write into RESA, is because we literally I don't have to stick to the status quo of what I've been told. I could take my power back and say, this is what we're going to do as the people. The power of the people is with us. So yeah, we're going to do the shit that we want to do based on societies like where we're at, right? So I want to say in that though is like rest isn't the enemy of change. It is part of the fuel. So how have you been resting in between all of this and like making yourself sustainable for the long haul?
Yeah, no, I just had a session with my coach this afternoon, and we talked about that specifically. And the first thing that I did is I blocked out sleep in my schedule. So literally sleep is on my calendar, and nothing can go in those blocks because I've been sleeping in shifts and stuff. I work nights right now, so between trying to work nights, trying to get this nonprofit set up, trying to get some other things set up that I don't want to talk about on air just yet, and working with snack block on some things, quite frankly, and taking care of my kid, and being a dad, just haven't been sleep. I was sleeping in shifts. I'd sleep a couple hours in the morning, a couple hours in the afternoon, and it was killing me.
Literally.
So now it's to the point where it's just like, I got to get my full 8 hours, and that block is blocked off, and there's nothing that can go in there. So, talking to my coach every 2 weeks has been beneficial. Having that neutral point of reference to bounce things off of, but also trying to get some exercise, riding my bike with my kid every day with him. That's fun. Trying to get a balance there. So,
yeah, it's been really hard for me. I personally have a lot of fire in my astrology sign, if you're into that, but I have a lot of action. I'm always go. And I have no other element in my signs. I literally have no water. I have no earth. We're all fire, and I'm all action. So my main thing that I've always struggled with is taking care of myself, to the point of sickness, where I'm now I've gone on, I forget to eat some days, or I'll forget, I won't sleep or whatever it is. But I'm learning probably through trial and error, it's important that rest isn't your enemy. And it is part of the fuel. And I kind of wanted to talk about this specifically is because do you know what the opposite of fire is?
Tell me.
Photosynthesis. Most people would say water, right? But what fire is, you have a triangle. You can't have fire without something to start it. You have to have the fire, then you have to have something to burn. So there's a triangle that you have. But what fire does is it combusts. There's combustion happening, and it takes a bunch of oxygen. So the opposite of that is creating oxygen, which happens through photosynthesis. So the thing that I've learned is taking care of myself based on that, because I have to rejuvenate, because it is the opposite of fire, because I have so much fire. My main motivation for me is to take care of myself all at the same time. So to balance that out is actually rest. So fire and rest for me is what I'm learning to balance. But yeah, fire is it's a big element for me, but I'm doing a lot of fire studies and works and what I could do to actually balance my stuff out. Cause it will make us sick. It will make us hurt.
You can't be at all places at all times, and that's the thing that's been killing me, because I haven't been to the protest lately because of the night shift. I'm probably gonna be going back down on Friday night, and maybe tomorrow night also, since I might have Friday off. Yeah, I mean, you gotta balance. You gotta balance.
Yeah.
If you're constantly going, you're not gonna be good to anyone.
Right. I agree. It's hard because it's hard. I'll just leave it there. It's hard to like not want to do it all, but like a true like power is influencing others, and knowing that like rest is part of that process. And that you can't have one without the other. Honestly, like I'm learning that more and more. Is because like when you burn yourself at both ends, it's like you're not going to have anything else to burn. But yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is like what I've learned is that a tsunami starts with a ripple. You know what I'm saying? It's like we start very small, these very small steps, taking care of ourselves, eating, talking to our friends, hugging your family, your cat, whoever it is. Those small steps are going to start that tsunami of this change, and I'm excited. Like I have this like passion, and it's weird because I have this mix of emotions. But like, yeah, I'm excited. Oh, puppy! What kind of dog do you have?
He's a German Shepherd.
Can I see him? Yeah.
He's
Oh,
a Shepherd mix of some sort.
oh, puppy. Yeah, I'm actually at my friend's place, right? And but we have a dog in the background. They've been a little German Shepherd too. They're beautiful. What's your dog's name?
Yeah. Uli.
Uli. Cool.
Uli.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming. I don't know. I don't want to take up too much of your time. We actually went through all of our topics. There was one actually. We didn't touch this one, but it said that there's been over 500 treaties that were broken by 1891. And so when people advocate for like, rule or law of the land, they have no basis. Like there's like, why would we like, if you can't even follow it, why should we?
When I was in law school, that was the class that killed me was property law. Because they want to say that everything is based on law, and then if you trace everything back, especially here in North America and Australia, New Zealand, it's the doctrine of discovery.
Right.
Well, there were nobody else here, so we discovered this place, so it's ours by being the first to discover it.
Right.
Well, that's bullshit. So everything about property rights here in this country is built on a lie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Built on a lie
Absolutely.
of the doctrine of discovery. If we really want to be true to the rule of law, that means all this land goes back to the indigenous
Sovereignty.
You can pay for it accordingly. And all of the proceeds, all of the profit, all of the development that has been built based on the slave trade, that goes all back to African descendants of slaves.
Absolutely.
And then we can start talking about all of that. So reparations now.
Reparations now.
Reparations, not some bullshit $20,000 per person bullshit.
Right.
You need to figure out the real value, the real costs, the real impact. People are here suffering to this very day. I don't walk around my own goddamn neighborhood without my dog or my kid, because somebody's gonna call the cops saying I'm out of place.
Right. Absolutely.
I don't go to a swimming pool. Last time I took my daughter to a swimming pool was at Selwood, and it was the most uncomfortable experience. And that was the last time I went to a public pool.
Right.
These things are a part. They're baked into the systems of oppression that we have here within this country. And for me, I'm black and I'm Asian. I don't get as hard as some of my relatives, some of my other people, but seriously, I mean, you can look at the whole colorism line. I'm a board member at the Asian Pacific American Network of Oregon, and I can tell you one of the things that we're wrestling with right now is the anti-blackness within the Asian community.
Yeah.
I mean, it all rolls downhill, right? The darker you are, the lower you are in the pecking order. So black and indigenous folks are at the very bottom, and then you work your way up from there. We've got to tackle this anti-blackness, this anti-indigenous, especially you're talking about the First Nations up in Canada, and I don't know if you saw the latest with that one chief and the RCMP.
Were they like beat him?
Out with them. these things have got to be stopped. They have to be stopped now. People have got to realize that if there's no justice for these individuals, there's not going to be justice for anyone. So we need to right these wrongs. We need to fess up. We need to stand and look these things in the eye and say, this ain't right. Let's fix it.
Yeah, it's not that hard, right, for me to say that. And what's hard for me is people believing it. Like specifically white people, but there's this thing about white fragility where they are uncomfortable. But like when you have to talk about this over and over, like we don't get to be like comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't get that opportunity. We don't have that privilege.
Well, yeah, I gotta tell you, I'm proud of these white folks that have for 20 plus days protesting.
Yeah, I am too.
I figured the first rain and it was gonna be done. It's wet or it's uncomfortable. Let's take it out. So, and like you said, we don't get to have a day off. So it's good that they're doing that and moving forward. I hope that it continues. I hope it continues throughout the rest of the year at least, or until we actually see some real change.
Yeah, I do too.
So, but like I said, this is just tearing the scab off, and it's time for us to really address the situation.
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy to do it.
And address it honestly and openly.
Yeah, I appreciate that honesty. There's just a couple of questions I think somebody had in the chat was about. I said social workers often uphold systems of white supremacy, and how do we ensure that when social workers enter spaces such as schools, they're actually supporting and healing and cultivating BIPOC youth?
No, you're without a doubt. When you're talking about social work, when you're talking about discipline of psychology, that has all been based on a lot of white supremacy. They were measuring noggins and talking about your intelligence. That was all part of it back in the day, and it continued on through moving forward. You look at a lot of different disciplines, from archaeology to psychology to political science, international relations. It's all based on it, so it's all baked in there. One of the things we have to do is we have to recognize and acknowledge that it's there, and to again uplift new voices, bring in folks that have not necessarily been provided the opportunity to participate in positions of power, so that they can help to correct those things. And I'm not just saying, you're going to have this magical Negro come in and fix things. No, but they're going to provide you a perspective and help you with a lot of the blind spots that dominant culture has. So you're right. You're right to be hesitant and to be concerned about the safety and security of BIPOC youth when it comes to social workers or our houseless folks. BIPOC houseless folks out there and social workers, but we got to start somewhere. And I guarantee that social worker is a hell of a lot better than a cop.
I agree there. Yeah. Lastly, Albert, can I ask you, what's been bringing you joy? Like, is there specific memes that you're looking to? Is there specific videos? For me, I've really dug into TikTok lately. What are some of the things that like uplift you and like your spirits and your fam?
My frivolous following of Emmy Made in Japan. Emmy Made in Japan, I think is their title. She does these things on Instagram and on YouTube where she eats strange food, and it can be things like 26-year-old MREs or bacon out of a can or.
Does she do the live animal ones?
No. She does the weird stuff that people have showed her.
Okay.
So, but it was Emmy Made in Japan or Emmy Japan, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's cool. She's got a good take at taking a look at some of these things. She was looking at survival meals and trying them out and seeing what was good. A cheeseburger in a can.
Oh, wow.
But that's been what I've been doing with some off time or when I need some downtime, is looking at silly stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I really like to hear what I want this platform to uplift people. Like, while we are dissecting really heavy topics, I want to leave better. I want to leave happier than when I started. So yeah, like I want to be able to.
This little lady right here is also one of my favorites. She got finished with their little walk, and she's got her little power shirt on.
That's cute.
Yeah, so like my daughter and I have been doing a lot of bike rides, and
Cool.
it's been keeping us happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate your time. Thank you for joining me on Bitch Politics. You're such an inspiration, and like, yeah, power to the people. We could be dangerous together. All right, take care.
See ya.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day.